Coming up on the Horse Tamer with Pat Parelli.
Do something like that, well, slow it down before we get in trouble. So I'm not going to make any assumptions. I want to step in the saddle and see what he feels like. Yeah, that's a little different.
I'm Pat Parelli, and I have loved horses for as long as I can remember.
We don't want our horses to be afraid.
Since 1982, I've been sharing my knowledge to make the world a better place for horses and the humans that love them. My name is Pat Parelli.
Remember, keep it natural.
But you can call me the Horse Tamer.
Okay, let's get on our way.
Pat is on his way to meet Milo, a 6-year-old Dutch warm blood that has been with his owner, Mary, for 3 years. Mary is a passionate dressage rider and was told that although Milo was not highly trained, he was rideable and he was talented. But she quickly learned that Milo had more challenges than she realized. Mary discovered that Milo is indeed a very smart, very well-bred horse, but he is extremely sensitive to his environment and prone to unpredictable mood swings. Mary has been told more than once that Milo is beyond help, but she reached out to Pat as a last resort. If Mary and Milo are to have a future together, Milo needs to have a breakthrough today.
Well, this looks like the place. Let me get Mary on the phone. Yeah, hi, Mary. This is Pat Parelli. I'm pulling into your place right now, so come on out and let's get acquainted.
Good morning.
Good morning. Limp on over here. What do you got going on here?
I injured my foot.
Oh.
I have a fracture in the heel.
You got a spot we can go sit down and talk about your horse?
I do.
Come on there, Milo. I'm gonna start off with a long line, okay? He says, what in the world? Well, let's see what we got here. Hopefully curiosity kicks in. So most people don't realize that we've got more leverage the farther we are away from the horse.
Right.
So we're just gonna try to see what his response or reaction is. Horse's #1 instinct is to be perceptive to danger, people, places, changes, and things. And of course, what I'd like him to do is to fill his body full of endorphins, like serotonin and dopamine, rather than cortisol. So it's pretty natural for horses to get their adrenaline up, to start moving their feet if he's kind of any kind of horse like that. But it's the adrenaline plus cortisol that's where it creates the problems. We're gonna use some, what we call guiding principles, and try to have what we call long body logic, so I'm gonna stay farther away from him. Horses have long bodies. People have tall bodies, and so this evokes us to think like a pedestrian. And so you see somebody who's thinking like a pedestrian, they hold the horse up close, trying to hold it, and the horse goes around them because this big, long body's got these 5 zones. The head is zone 1, the neck is zone 2. We sit in zone 3, the hips are zone 4, and the tail is zone 5. And whether we're on the ground or in the saddle, we have to learn how to use long body logic with our hands, with our legs, with our seat, and maybe even a stick, so that we are always talking to each individual zone and in combination. This is what brings out the real natural magic with people who are really good with horses, long body logic. I'm gonna see if I can't move along here and see what he thinks about me. Going for a walk, not necessarily doing anything to him, just out for a walk. So I'm gonna walk between the barrels and this blue tarp first, then I'll go between the tarp and the fence. He looked at it out of his right eye, so let's see what we got here. Now we'll see if he'll look at it out of his left eye. I'm gonna try to get near the fence so he can do something like that if he had to.
Oh.
That was probably better that I was over here than over there, see?
Oh, yeah.
So looking it out of a different eye was kind of interesting. I'm not asking him to do anything right now. I'm just allowing him to do whatever he thinks he's got to do. I'm gonna have a seat right here. Now, there we go. What we want to do is we want to be able to allow a horse to gain confidence so that curiosity will kick in. So like even right here, just hurry up and wait. He's sitting here going, we got cameras, we got people, we got all kinds of things here I've never seen before. And I'm just sitting here. All I did is ask for this much, he gave me that much. In other words, he'd probably do a lot on his own as far as the forward's concerned. But we have to have deceleration as well as acceleration. What a lot of people don't realize is that we've got to teach our horses to learn to decelerate. And again, a lot of people think they've got to chase a horse around. That's nice. I like that. See, he's got coming back in mind. I call that the boomerang game, all right? Now, what we got to do is we got to test some of these things here and see how he responds or reacts under pressure. So what we're going to do is lengthen our body here. Put this butterfly way out a long way away from us here. All right? I'm going to put a feel on that rope that says go that way, and then some energy. Some more energy. And they're just like computers. They may never do what we want, but they'll always do what we tell them to do. So I'm just working on breaking the pattern of just going. So let's see if we can go sideways. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can ask him to go sideways by asking, I'm gonna put the stick behind his withers here, all right? So let's see what we got here, a little more, a little more. I gotta ask you a question, does he ever pull back when you tie him?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
Horses that pull back are usually horses that buck. You see, horses are born skeptics, cowards, claustrophobics, and panicaholics. So right here, I'm holding on to him, putting some stimulation, and for the most part, he's not wanting to come forward. He's thinking, no, I'm gonna lean back.
Right.
And when that girth goes around this area right here, that's what a lot of horses are bothered by. So what we want to do is kind of get to know our horses. So just typically speaking, horses that pull back will be bothered by the cinch and vice versa. Okay? Now I'm gonna set this up. This stick is gonna come down right on the other side of this blue tarp here. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I'm putting him in a stress test here. What I liked about what just happened there, the curiosity kicked in pretty good, pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Hurry up and get curious. Hurry up and relax. See how I'm not pulling him on there? I'm kind of driving him over there.
Right.
Trying to use this herding stick to say, go right, go to your left, go to your right, go to your left. Now come forward. Oh, that thing jumped up and came toward him, but attaboy. Good.
Right.
So, Mary, tell me what your observations have been so far.
I am amazed at the way you talk to Milo, because Milo listens to you, and you got him to move.
I speak horse.
You do speak horse.
You ready to try something else?
Yes.
So now we're going to see if we can put a bareback pad on him and see how he responds or reacts to a cinch, okay?
Right.
Let him see it. Good. Here it comes. Attaboy. I'm going to use my left hand in order to get the cinch so that we've got one fluid move like this, and then
Oh, nice.
there.
Yeah.
Okay? If I use my right hand and he jumped, he'd hit me in the head, knock me on my rear end, okay? And then maybe kick me on the way by. So by using our left hand on this side, if something would have happened, even if it was an accident, he'd push you into position. So lots of little things like that make a little difference that makes a difference. He's kicking at the flies there. Move him a few steps. And then I'll tighten it up from the other side. That seems to bother him, see?
Yeah, it does.
That's why I didn't put the Western saddle on. Some people go, oh, it's that Western saddle and the back cinch and all these things. And I said earlier, horses that pull back are easily bothered by the cinch. And that's what causes them to buck. Because when people get scared, what do? They look like a frog on a rocket. They go, ah!
Right.
And they grab a horse right there with their legs.
Right.
So prior and proper preparation is what prevents poor performance. I was in somebody's tack room in Australia one time, and I saw this sign that said, prior and proper preparation prevents poor performance. And I learned to say that. And I thought, that was pretty good. I like peas. My name is Pat Parelli. So then I came up with this little phrase ahead, and then I started adding on to it. And it turned out to be Pat Parelli proudly presents his provocative and progressive program and the proclamation that prior and proper preparation prevents poor performance, particularly if polite and passive persistence is practiced in the proper precision. This perspective takes patience from process to product, from principle to purpose. And the promise that Pat plans to prove is that practice doesn't make perfect. Only perfect practice makes perfect, but all practice makes permanent. And isn't it peculiar these poor prey animals perceive us people as predators and not partners prior to the Parelli program? So, alliteration to its nth degree. Tighten it up a little more on this side here, push down here a little more. I can tell just the way he's breathing, he's bothered by that a little bit, okay? So I found a skeleton. Accept the human, accept the saddle, accept the rider, and then accept the guider, okay?
Right.
So horses that have these challenges are not fully tame. It's not even training. We gotta tame, foundation, then training. Training is the icing on the cake, okay? He's gotta let us into the bakery first.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna walk backwards and I'm gonna offer it here. I'm not gonna try to touch him, I'll let him touch it. Okay? Not me touching him, he touched it.
Right.
You notice how I don't move my feet very much?
No, you don't.
No. These boots aren't made for walking. I want him to follow that feel, steady pressure, rhythmic pressure. I'm trying to influence him. Okay, not bad. I like that. Good, Bob, good job.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now I'm gonna stick this over here. He's gonna carry this on that right side because that seemed to be the side that bothered him the most.
It did.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna put that there like that, carry that around in a circle here. So we're gonna tighten that cinch up a little more now. Now let's see what we got. See what I mean? That's about where a rider's head is.
Right.
And I wouldn't turn him loose right now because that plastic bag would probably chase him right through that fence.
Right.
See what I mean?
Yeah, so he would go.
Let's put that jump rope in here. Let's see what we got.
And he's really not thinking now.
No, he's just reacting.
Yeah.
All that noise, that's just cortisol levels. That's a survival drug.
Yeah.
Now let's see if he can find a way to move and not be bothered. Attaboy. I'm not asking you to leave. Good. I'm gonna ask him to back up so he don't run over me. Let's see if we can ask him to leave. He goes, but that thing will chase me if I move. See how he's starting to think about maybe I'll just stand still.
Yeah, he's thinking about you.
That looks a little better, huh? He's not pulling on that line like he was there.
That's better.
Okay, before we put the Western saddle on, we're gonna try something that I heard that he's really maybe allergic to big green balls.
Not the color, it's the size. He doesn't like the way they move. He's quite reactive with the ball.
Keep coming. Now you're gonna go away from him, but slowly follow the fence.
Look at that.
Okay, slow it down, roll it, roll it, roll it toward me, over here, let me have it. If I try to get him to go to this ball too soon, or if I try to make the ball go to him, oh, we're out of here. But pretty soon, he can see it in a different way. This is what creates curiosity. See, it's his idea. So now, how could we get him to where it going to him would be okay, all right? We've got to use a little retreat, and then a little bit of reapproach, and then retreat, and reapproach, and then retreat.
That's better.
Rhythm, relaxation, and retreat, okay? You think you'd have been seeing that 20 minutes ago?
No.
No. Horses are amazing animals, but we have to understand that they're prey animals. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are getting him to want to play.
Right.
He's gotten curious about things. It's not just tolerating it. It's actually getting to where it's like, dang,
What's that?
I would have never thought that. Okay, so what have you learned?
I love that he's loving you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly to quit thinking about getting him to make him do things, but to make things his decision.
To allow it to be his idea.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And that he doesn't have to be afraid.
It's great. Okay, the Western saddle is going to have a back cinch on it. And a lot of people, when a horse gets scared, the first thing their legs do is grab them right here. And the horse has never been used to a back cinch. Oh my gosh, can they ever help someone take a flying lesson without a pilot?
Right.
So again, I'm gonna put this underneath his nose. I'm gonna turn and put it on his back like that. So many people try to put a saddle on. See how I'm holding my saddle out to the side? But again, I want him to be curious and confident. Swing and sling and put it up there. Put it on there so that it goes on like I put my hat on. Nice.
I think that's very funny.
That looks pretty good. Oh, that's bothered him a little bit right there. How'd I know? Because he lost his rhythm. Yeah, that's a little different. Now I had to interrupt his pattern right there. Attaboy. Let's tighten this cinch up another notch. What do you think? Huh? And again, let's not throw our hat under there or startle him. We're not going to sneak around here either. There you go. If you want to move around, that'd be fine. There we go. So I'm going to bend him here before he gets in too big a trouble. Bending a horse. Sounds like such a funny term, doesn't it? But remember, horses got 5 zones, and they articulate together. So what I want you to realize is that bending a horse is getting a horse to become supple and flexible. Bend them to the right, bend them left, whether you're on the ground or on the saddle. It's important that we can feel safe by controlling the horse's energy through time and space by bending. Now, we've all been told, kick your horse to go, pull them to stop, use the reins to turn. Whenever we pull on both reins, that straightens them. That actually puts power to the hind legs. So we're actually can be a lot safer and feel a lot safer if we can bend the horse to the right, bend the horse to the left. So you see, I'm trying to get him here before he gets in trouble. There, a little bit. There, that's good. Now I'm gonna slow it down. Good, I like that. Isn't that going well? So, tightening that cinch up again. So that's 5 times that we've tightened that cinch up. It's tightened and tightened and tightened and tightened. Attaboy. Let's see what we got on this left side here. Let's see if we can go a little faster. And we gotta have a language. So the horse needs someone to do some negotiation. You never know when you're in the saddle and the horse doesn't want to go over the crick. What kind of communication exercises can we do to prepare him for that?
It's going well. He's really listening.
He feels pretty good to me, but I think there's still one piece missing. You know, horses have a fisheye lens, so they see everything peripherally and above. As a human, we look at the world with these 2 eyes. We have binocular vision. Horses have a blind spot in the middle, which gives them bilateral vision, but each eye also has a fisheye lens. This is a great tool for being a survivor. That way they can notice something over here, or a little butterfly over there, or a piece of plastic on that side. And so this is why you see sometimes when something is on the ground and a horse looks down and goes like that, this is a great survival tool. And we oftentimes ride around through the world looking at the world like this. And this is why a lot of riders get in trouble, because they're looking at the world like this, and the horse is looking at the world like this. So
Knowing about this fisheye lens is a great tool for us as a human, but we got to remember, if they're confident, fisheye lens or not, they're going to have confidence in themselves, confidence in their environment, and confidence in you. So the real secret is confidence. So but let's see if I can't put this on the saddle in such a way that he has a chance to have that rider be up there. We'll let that Parelli logo be the rider this time. Tighten that up a little bit. See if I can't put this up here in a way that it'll stay. And we'll see what he thinks about that and the Western saddle. So optimization, potential. That's what we want, isn't it? I feel like he's in good shape. So let's see if we can ask him to come over to the pedestal. He's too tall for me to get on. But again, what a lot of people don't know is kicking actually causes bucking. So I wouldn't kick him to go, because I promise you he'll probably start bucking. I don't think you want that, and I don't think I want that. So what I want is to go halfway up here. I want to step up here. I want to step in the saddle and see what he feels like. I want to move this stirrup around. That doesn't seem to bother him. There, a little something there. There we go. Good. But it's just a little something. So when I get up here, the first thing I'm going to do is bend him. So in case he does get scared, that I can stay in a small area. Okay? That a boy. I'm not going to ask him to go forward. I'm going to ask him to move his hindquarters. That a boy. Now I'm going to ask him to move his hindquarters this way, just with the reins. Good. We may not go very far or very fast today, but we're going. We have rhythm, we have relaxation, we have understanding. That a boy. That's it. If he wants to go around in this circle here, that's fine by me. I'm just being a passenger for right now. Just kind of going with him. But I want him to know I'm up here, and I want him to know I'm part of his solution, not part of his problem. I'm going to reach down and ask this left rein here to slow it down just a little bit. There we go, to a halt. Again, I'm going to try it to the right. Almost there. And it's his reasons, it's his story. He's the only one that knows everything that has happened to him. You know what I mean? So I've learned to ask the horse for his story rather than the people. There was my right turn.
Right.
Okay, I was really pretty happy with that. Okay, because I think that's where the problem started, in something like that. So let's just say we're reenacting his very first ride. There's two things I've always wanted to be: a true horse tamer and a first ride specialist. And Milo needed a little bit of both. Milo needed to start all over again, accepting the human, accepting the saddle, accepting the rider, then accepting the bit, in that order. And this is what I have found is the natural learning sequence for horses. I've tried it thousands of times, and so far it's worked 100% of the time. So restarting, just going through the skeleton again, just pretending like he'd never had a ride, was our strategy today. Now I'm going to step off, but when I step off, I'm going to step out in front of him in case he does get scared. I'm going to step over there. Okay, I'm going to let this foot out of the stirrup so it doesn't touch him. I'm going to step there. And a lot of show horse trainers don't know things like that. You know what I mean? And I have all the respect in the world for show horse trainers, competitors. But there's the cake, there's the icing, and then there's the candles. The candles the day you show them. And I know some people that are better showmen than they are trainers, and I know some people that are better trainers than they are showmen, and I know a few of us are better cake makers than any of them. So we have pride in making this cake.
Right.
And he's kind of liking that we made some good cake today.
Yeah.
What do you think? So I just have one thing. Would you give me a hug?
I'm so excited.
Good.
I really am.
So now we start a relationship that's involving on the ground and in the saddle.
Right. He's fabulous. What do you think about Milo? Where do you think I should go with him today?
Where to from here?
From here.
The prognosis to me is really good. So my evaluation is that he's a right brain on the cusp, extrovert and introvert, and he's in a spot where he runs inside of himself first, and then he runs outside. Extroverts move their feet. Introverts usually run away inside. Right brain horses are very instinctive. Left brain horses are like, hey, that looks like fun, or yeah, you and who else is gonna make me do it? Well, he's not that at all. He's not left-brained at all. But he accepted the human, I thought, quite well, but it's definitely the saddle. That's where our biggest challenge is. And you know, the biggest surprise for me today was how quickly he accepted that flag with that Parelli logo sticking up there above him. I'd have bet that would have uncorked him for good and big time. But it was the cinch. Just the cinch on that bareback pad is a big piece of the puzzle. So to me, now he needs a big foundation. So you can bring him over to our center. You've got this broken foot here, and I think you're more of an icing person than you are a cake builder, okay? So what I would suggest is that if he didn't leave here, let's just say he stayed here, that I would put a bareback pad on him every day and let him wear it around for 2 or 3 hours and let him lay on it and roll on it and just turn him out wherever he lives, and that's what every day. That's your new deal. That's what I would do. Oh. And then the next thing I'd do the same thing with the saddle. I'd get him to where he could run around the arena or run out in a pasture with one of our old saddles on that I wouldn't care if he laid on it or rolled on it.
He wants to learn.
He does.
He wants to be your partner, but he doesn't know.
And again, it's just as simple as the chemistry that they produce. And if they're producing cortisol all the time, if they think they're about to have a bad horse day, they're going to. But if they think, oh boy, this is fun, then all of a sudden all that learning juice, the serotonin, the dopamine, those kind of endorphins are gonna come out, and they're gonna look forward. So people go play with their horse on the ground, not work with their horse. And we need discipline, not the horse.
I love what happened today. It was purely magical. You know, I have what I think I framed as a horse with serious behavior issues, but I feel like I have hope. And I feel like he has a future. That's a really good place to be.
Super.
Yeah.
I feel the same. If you enjoyed this episode, join our network by going to community.parelli.com. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.